Amen. Help the Lord.
Good afternoon, everyone. I know it's post-lunch, I know we're digesting, but I think we got a little bit more than that in us. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is David Ream, and I am honored to serve Misericordia University as Vice President of Academic Affairs. As much as anything, I want to welcome all of us here today. It's great that we're all together, and I'm delighted to be with all of you graduates, so congratulations. I would like to welcome all of us to the Misericordia University Spring 2021 Graduate Commencement Ceremony. I ask that if you are standing already, that you remain standing. If you are not yet standing, please do so. First, we will have the invocation, which will be offered virtually by Bishop Joseph Bambera of the Diocese of Scranton. After the invocation, please remain standing for the national anthem.
Brothers and sisters, on this great day of celebration, let us pray. Loving God, it is so good for us to be together this day to celebrate the achievements of the class of 2021 of Misericordia University. In these times that have challenged our resolve, wounded our spirits, and broken our hearts, we celebrate this day the power that you, O God, plant within us to overcome adversity, to recreate our world, and in the midst of darkness, to bring hope, light, and life through our openness to your abiding presence. As we lift up to you in prayer our graduates, we give thanks. We thank you, O God, for parents, for families, and all those who have nurtured and cared for our graduates and have sustained them along the way. We thank you for the educational experience built on the foundation of our Catholic faith and imbued with the spirit of the Sisters of Mercy, an educational experience that has challenged growth in mind and spirit and has the power to endure in hearts forever. We thank you for teachers, for colleagues and friends who have walked the journey with our graduates and who have helped to make them who they are this day. We thank you for the gift of faith that gives us hope amid the joys and disappointments of life. And we thank you, O God, for our graduates, for the gift of their lives, for all that they have achieved, and for their openness to your presence. We pray that they will attend to their life's work with integrity, grounded in a deep belief in you, O God, and a profound respect for the lives that you weave into their own. May they always be committed to the pursuit of knowledge, and in an age fraught with anger and division, may they dedicate themselves to the gospel value of servant leadership. Walk with them this day, O God, into a new chapter of their lives. May the perseverance that has brought them to this moment carry them forth to build a world marked by peace, justice, and compassion beyond measure, while always mindful of your grace and presence abiding within their hearts. Amen.
Please be seated. As we begin today's program, it is my honor to recognize this year's faculty recipient of the Paulie and Sidney Friedman Excellence in Service Award. That faculty member is Dr. Brenda Haig in the nursing department. Dr. Haig, will you please stand? Dr. Haig was selected by her colleagues based upon her myriad of work over the years in supporting the Misericordia community and the region. In particular, her efforts with the university's response to the COVID-19 pandemic have been superlative, and we are grateful for her work. Congratulations, Dr. Haig. It is now my pleasure to ask the president of Misericordia University, Dr. Kathleen Owens, to come forward and offer some brief remarks. Dr. Owens.
Thank you, Dr. Ream. Greetings, members of the class of 2021, and greetings as well to all of you who have gathered and come to join us in this celebration, whether you are here in person or via cyberspace. Your presence brings honor not just to our graduates, but also to the entire university family. Welcome all to Misericordia University's 95th commencement ceremony. Graduates, while the size of this gathering may not be quite what you expected when you began your studies at Misericordia, the fact that we can be here today, to be here at all today, is a genuine sign of a better hope for tomorrow. And as president, I am grateful to be able to celebrate with you and your loved ones today. Graduation is certainly one of the most significant events in our lives. Earning a degree is a personal and individual distinction, but each graduate is a source of pride to his or her family and friends, as well as to the entire university community. Each diploma, even though it is accepted by one person, is really the achievement of many people. And so we mark this day with ritual, surrounding ourselves with family, friends, and ceremony. It truly is a community celebration. We often refer to graduation as a milestone, a word that actually has two meanings. The first meaning is simple, a literal stone or marker placed by the side of the road, enabling people to measure their progress on a journey. Certainly, this day is such a marker. For each of you, today represents the completion of a segment of study and the accomplishment of a significant goal along your educational path. A milestone is also defined, however, as an event marking a significant change. Graduates, today you stand poised at such a milestone. You are not who you were when you arrived at Misericordia University. You are not who you will become over the course of your lifetime as women and men of mercy. You are transitioning from the past with all its memories, feelings, and images to a future unknown. Moreover, you are graduating at a time of tremendous uncertainty. But I am confident that you are well equipped to meet the challenges that lie ahead because you chose a liberal arts education in the Mercy tradition. This means that you simply did not learn the tools of your trade, tools that might quickly become obsolete in our rapidly ever-changing world. When the pandemic challenged us to pivot to a new way of doing almost everything, It may have derailed some aspects of your college experience, but it certainly served as a practicum in how to approach obstacles with intellectual curiosity and how to apply critical thinking to the dilemmas of our day. These abilities will endure, even as your chosen field evolves. Perhaps more importantly, here at Misericordia, you have been richly prepared to lead a life of consequence in your profession, your community, and our world. And all of us here, as you are soon to be our alumni, all of us are extremely proud of you. Now, more than ever, this world needs your merciful minds and hearts. And so I urge you to hold on to the core values you have learned and practiced here. Mercy through compassion, love, and caring. Service through selflessness, sacrifice, and action. Justice through fairness, acceptance, and advocacy. And hospitality with dignity, respect, and openness. These are not just words. These are the qualities that distinguish Misericordia alumni, the keys to a promising future, the commitment that enable you to be, in the words of Catherine Macaulay, as shining lamps giving light to all. Wherever your life's journey takes you, may these values always guide your feet and direct your path. Please be assured of our hopes, prayers, and confidence that will go with you this day and always. God bless.
Thank you, Dr. Owens. At this point in the ceremony, we begin our specific focus on you, the graduating students. I ask at this time that all of you, as candidates for degrees, please rise. Dr. Owens, as Vice President of Academic Affairs of Misericordia University, I present to you the class of 2021 and recommend that you confer upon them the degrees for which they have successfully completed all requirements.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Misericordia University and the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, I do hereby confer upon you the degree for which you have completed all the requirements as determined by the faculty and the department in which you have qualified, with all the honors, privileges, and responsibilities which throughout the world pertain to this degree. Done in Dallas, Pennsylvania, this 15th day of May, 2021. Congratulations, graduates.
And in order to make this official, graduates, if you have not already done so, please switch your tassels from right to left. Bravo. You may be seated. At this time, we will present the individual diplomas to the graduates. President Owens, the following candidate has completed the requirements for the degree Doctor of Occupational Therapy. Jennifer Regletic Washko. President Owens, the following candidates have completed the requirements for the degree Master of Business Administration. Gian Algarin. Christopher Buscemi. Taylor Davies. Brian M. DeGennaro. Taylor Jameson. James Joseph Lovelace. Kayla Elizabeth McClure. Kelly McGinnis. Patricia Mashura. Michael D. Napolitano. Lauren M. Pavlik. Candace M. Pesatini. Landon Jarrett Shorts. Alicia Weigel. Jarvis Wright. President Owens, the following candidates have completed the requirements for the degree Master of Science. In Organizational Management, Danielle Dominic. Michael B. Holland. Krista Marie Cull. Gina Marie Oriolo. Mahalat Tesfi. In Speech Language Pathology, Victoria E. Bean. Christina Nicole Salona. Heather L. Cerula. Thank you. Alexis Nicole D'Amico. Anna Mary Hershey. Shelby Love Jones. Megan E. Keltica. Kylie Brooke Nell. Lila Lane McDonald. Jacqueline Lee Marchese. Deanna Christina Mattioli. Rachel Nicole Miroslaw. Sinead O'Sullivan. Samantha M. Olcott. Gabrielle Maria Padilla. Riley Elizabeth Power. Nicole Pikowitz. Jenna K. Reed. Caitlin Julia Sautner. Noah W. Schweiger. Erica Nicole Slowicki. Alyssa Marie Smalls. Kelly Ann Stussy. Emily Patricia Sutter. Hannah Elizabeth Techman. Michaela R. Torbeck. Anne Catherine Walikas. Kathleen Clayton Weiss. And Miriam Yannick. President Owens, the following candidates have completed the requirements for the degree Master of Science in Nursing. Victoria Hope Avedano. Stephanie N. Bailey. Michelle Marie Burke. Sarah Jane Daywood. Emma Lynn Fedorenko. Rebecca Susan Gresh. Caitlin Nicole Han. Jeanette E. Marieski. Jessica Gabrielle Neer. Magdalena Orchard. Ashley Nicole Schrader. And finally, oh, one more, sorry. James Walker, my apologies. And our final group for the afternoon, President Owens, the following candidates have completed the requirements for the degree Master of Science in Occupational Therapy. Shelby S. Abraham. Gianna Marie Bach. Tanea Badsa. Kira Elizabeth Barron. Kaylee Elizabeth Boys. Carrie Nicole Bremagen. Matthew Joseph Cowan. Sierra A. DeLong. Ashley Brooke Dunteman. Stephanie Amber Giardina. Brianna Dawn Sonia Gold. Kelsey Elizabeth Hadsell. Randy Lynn Huffman. Abigail Ann Jacob. Krishana N. Jordan. Ariana Rose Camphy. Robert Hogan Kennedy. Linnea Christina Colanda. Jessica Ann Lane. Mariah Grace Laubach. David Christian Lechko. Tiffany Mayhew. Madeline Rose McCaffrey. Grace Emily Murray. Callie O'Donovan. Gina Marie Orfanos. Nicole Patricia Pambianchi. Peyton Amanda Porch. Caitlin Rao. Serena Lorraine Riley. Kristen Ritter. Alexandria Sasso. Kira E. Spencer. Lydia Ann Stasel. Nicole Elizabeth Swain. Randy Lee Teed. Kyle Patrick Thomas. Carmelina Tringali. Alexandra Nicole Willie. Nicole Jacqueline Winter. We will pause for just a moment while the final pictures are being taken. Family, friends, faculty, might we please stand and give a thunderous round of applause for these graduates. Before we turn to the alma mater and the benediction, I ask that audience members please remain in your seats until the graduates have reached the back of the auditorium. The recession, if you will include the bagpipers and the mace bearer, the president, followed by the faculty and then the students. So once the students have left the floor of the arena, then it's okay to move. We ask for those of you on this side, there are doors all along this side of the auditorium. If you would exit by that direction, and then that will allow folks over there to exit out the front, and we can clear things out quickly. As you may know, this is the third of 4 today. So the sooner we can have the floor available to prepare for the next round, the better it'll be for all of us. Also, if you've agreed upon a place to meet family, students, I encourage you to be as far away from Anderson as possible across the road. Certainly meet folks there, but let's leave that area in front of the building as clear as we can. So at this point, we will have a singing of our alma mater, which is found on page 37. It's also the inside of the back cover of your program. And immediately following the singing of the alma mater and to conclude our ceremony, we share with you a virtual benediction from Monsignor John Bendick, a member of our Board of Trustees, recorded at a recent commencement ceremony.
Woodland home on Dallas heights, majestic grand in view. Your loyal students far and near proclaim their love for you. Your banner bright of truth and light shall proudly o'er us wave. Its shining gold and azure blue denote your spirit brave. Misericordia, we're proud of you. We love your murmuring pine trees, your groves and grotto too. You are our alma mater, and to you we will ever be true. Misericordia we hail, dear Misericordia. When from you we must depart, our spirit shall remain. We'll never forget your rolling hills, whose beauty all acclaim. Your classic halls are our delight, your campus is our pride. Your shield of honor, strength and might shall never be our guide. Misericordia, we're proud of you. We love your murmuring pine trees, your groves and grotto too. You are our alma mater, and to you we will ever be true. Misericordia we hail, dear Misericordia.
So I'm going to just do two things. We have traditions that we're around for 95 years, not me, I'm not around 95 yet, but when you're around for 95 years as an institution, you do have some traditions. And I'm going to just share one with you today that this is something you think about as something for the rest of your life. Somebody told me this probably 40 some years ago, and that is this very important quote: be what you is, because if you be what you ain't what you is. Now remember that. Be what you is, because if you be what you ain't what you is. And that's true. So that's number one. Number two, your grandparents here might remember when they used to say, it's not over till the fat lady sings. Well, we have a tradition here, it's not over till the fat Monsignor sings. So let's bow our heads and pray for God's blessing. May the Lord protect and defend you. May He always shield you from shame. May you come to be in paradise a shining day.
serve one another. May you be deserving of praise. Strengthen them, O Lord, as they work for justice and peace. May God bless you and grant you long lives. May God guide you through troubles and strife. May the Lord protect and defend you. May God grant you mercy and grace.